trouble with Google Chrome. For about a week now, I cannot access faculty load and compensation through Google Chrome, which I'm assuming is a website. When I log into Simon, it looks all jumbled. All right, and when I click on the faculty load and compensation, which I'm assuming is a link, it says you are not authorized to view this page. All right. I thought it may correct itself because others are having the same difficulty, but as of today, it's still like this. I can get in with no problem going through Microsoft Edge, but I'd like to get into it through Chrome too. So this usually happens when there are issues with a website and you are basically using old links for that website. So what's happening is that if you are getting this message, still here it says you are not authorized to view this page, chances are you are trying to access a page that has been cached with your previous instance or your previous session for that link. So this is usually happening with websites where you have to log into. The reason for that is that every time you log into a website with your login ID and password, it creates a session ID for you specifically. So if you are still trying to access that same page and some changes have happened on the website itself, chances are it's going to give you this type of error because you are trying to access an old and expired session for that website specifically for you. The reason it's specifically for you is because you logged in as you and created that encrypted session for yourself specifically, but it's no longer there, and this is why you may get this error where it says you are not authorized to view this page. So the URLs may have changed as well. Anyways, I just want you to keep that in mind as the reason to why this is happening. Now let's go and talk about on how to fix this. As you notice here, it says I can get in with no problem going through Microsoft Edge. So why is that? It's because if you haven't used Microsoft Edge as your main browser, right? If you haven't used your Microsoft Edge as your main browser in this case is Chrome, of course Microsoft Edge is not going to have any cached version of that website that you're trying to use. So the first time you use the website, you're going to get the new version of it. You're going to get a new cached version of it, cookies, autofill of your passwords and this and that. So basically all the data that you're getting from that website is going to be fresh on Microsoft Edge, probably because you don't normally use Microsoft Edge. And this is why it's working on Microsoft Edge, but still not working on Chrome. Okay, so let's go ahead and fix this. The way you fix this, and as you've guessed it probably by now, is by deleting old data for that website that's associated with that website. All right, so I'm just going to here go to settings. So on the right hand side of Chrome, there are three dots. Go down, select settings. And you can browse through this for the settings where, the cookies and site data are and delete them, just by doing so. But you can also search. Since nowadays there are so many settings within here, I also always say if you don't know or if you don't have time to look for something, just search for it. You do have a search box for a reason here within the settings themselves because there are so many different settings. So if you want to search for cookies, it is the fastest way. And if this is the fastest way to you find it, then you can certainly do so. And here are the results that we get by just simply searching for cookies. Or, you can see it says here, clear history, cookies, cache, and more. And sure enough, it would be within here. So this is one way to try to basically delete what you have accessed recently. And it tells you what it is, right? Here is selected on advanced, but normally it's under basic, where it says here basic, and then it tells you what it would clear. It would clear browsing history, cookies in other sites, cached images and files. But this doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good idea for you to do because you have cached data for other websites, and that cached data might be very useful to you or the user or the customer. So the reason you don't necessarily want to do this is because you don't want to delete their search data that they rely on as part of their job. So you want to specifically target that one website instead of trying to delete all cookies for every website that they've accessed. And this is what this would do. Even if you go to advanced, the only option is that you can delete more things from it, that they've cached over time, but you can do that if you want, and if they're okay with it, that's fine. However, I like to target the website itself specifically. Okay, so let's do that. And the way you can do this is by selecting third-party cookies here. Select that. Scroll down and select See All Site Data and Permissions. Select that. And now you have data specific to each website that you normally visit. So in this case, I obviously don't have the link to the website that the person was using, but you have the option here to look for it, and you can also search for it right here. So whatever the website name is, if there are thousands in here, you can type in and search for it. Say my website, this and that. Whatever the name is, you can search through it and find it specifically. In this case, let's pretend it's, I don't know, let's pretend it's Yahoo here, right? You can see that if you click on Yahoo, you can see all the 12 cookies that are there. And for those reasons, you can simply select delete here where it says remove yahoo.com. So this would specifically delete site data and permissions for Yahoo and all sites under it. That means like other URLs that they're using. In this case, right here, you can see these are all things that came from Yahoo. So these are all probably just links that are associated with Yahoo last time you went to it. So I'm just going to remove all of that, and we're going to pretend that that's the website that is causing the problem. Now all you have to do is just go back to that website and the issue should be resolved. That's the main reason for this to happen. All right, so let me just type this out as a reply. In your Chrome browser, please delete cookies and site data specific to the website you are trying to access. This, yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. But let me just type in again what the reason is. The reason why you may not be able to access this web site through Chrome is most likely related to old cached data. Dot, dot. Sure. Cached? Would you say cached or catched? I always say cached. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Catched. Although I did say catched earlier, didn't I? Anyway, this is how you would do it. So this should resolve the problem. Okay, I'm going to resolve this ticket and move on.